26. Oh, it's not 16 anymore. Happy 2017, everybody. It's a new year. I totally messed that up. But hey, everybody. Welcome to the new year. I'm starting this new series, and I'm going to call it Megan's Music Mondays. Ooh, that title. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to talk about my favorite albums that have dropped during the weekend, or my favorite songs that I get addicted to and I just keep them on replay over and over again. This episode is going to be real quick. I'm just going to give you my favorites from 2016, and I broke it down into my top 15, and let's see how that goes. These albums were in no particular order. They were just my favorites that I can think of off the top of my head, that if I can listen to an album all the way through and it gets stuck in my head and I keep it on repeat, that's what makes it a good album to me. So, starting off, we have Solange, A Seat at the Table. This album it gave me that same feeling that Kendrick Lamar's To Pimp a Butterfly gave me, just embracing one's blackness and that black is beautiful, and to just be happy and be proud to be black is what this album did for me. Sorry, my computer screen just kind of went dull for a second. But the visuals for this album as well were beautiful. And please tell me I'm not the only one who tried to break down her little dance segment in Don't Touch My Hair, because honey was getting it. What you say to me? What you say to me? Excuse my singing, it's not the best, but that video, everything, and so is the album. Next, we have Kaytranada's 99.9%. Oh, I love him so much. Kaytranada is my favorite DJ, producer. I found him on SoundCloud ages ago, and for him to have finally dropped his album this year, it was beautiful. Everybody who I wanted to be on there, and people who I didn't even expect. Like, where did he find Craig David? Where? Huh? Haven't heard him since Monday. On Tuesday, and we'll be making love by Wednesday. Like, where'd he find him? Where did he find him? But as well, he had Little Dragon on that album, and I love Little Dragon. He also had another one of my favorites, Anderson.Paak, on there, or Paak. I don't know how you say that. Someone can correct me. And he just had a lot of good features on there. Every single song is a banger. It's something you can dance to. So if you like that kind of like house music, kind of electro kind of vibe, it's not even electro, I don't know, it's just everything. You need to just go listen to it. Kaytranada, 99.9%. Next, I have H.E.R, H.E.R, Volume 1. I don't even know who she is, but once again, I found her off of my SoundCloud, and her album is so good. It almost made me feel like, who's that one dude? Bryson Tiller, where you just sit there and you get in your feelings and you're listening and you just think about that significant other. Her album is very much so like that, and it's just so good. She's very mysterious though. Like, she doesn't have any pictures of herself. It's just like silhouettes is all you've seen of her so far. So I'm hoping that we'll see more of her and hear more of her in 2017. Next is Kid Cudi's Passion, Pain, and Demon Slaying. Guys, when I mean I love this man, I love this man. His Man on the Moon album inspired the heck out of me in high school. Like, I did a whole art piece to it. So I've just been waiting for him to give us another one of those feel-good albums, and this is it. He definitely laid it all on the table. And the features, like, he has Willow on there. Him and Willow's song is beautiful together. And then he has Pharrell and Andre 3 Stacks, and just his standalone songs on the album as well. And it's not a short album, it's deep, and I love it. And I feel like if you are a true Kid Cudi fan, you should definitely listen to it, because you will love it as well. All right, next is gonna be J.Cole's album, For Your Eyes Only. I was not even expecting for him to drop an album. I knew nothing about it. I just knew that late at night, the last night of my final exams, my homeboy hit me up and was like, J. Cole albums just dropped. And I was just like, what? I went straight to Tidal, sat there and took an hour break, laid on the couch and listened to J.Cole, and it was just so good. I listened to it all the way through. He's so ill. The song Fold Clothes for You, probably I'm being biased because I'm a female, but that is the best song I've heard about a girl in a while. Usually guys get on a track and rap about my main thing, my hoe, my bit, all that other crazy stuff, but he literally he made a beautiful track for his wife, and I love it. He like literally let her know that you're my queen and I'm gonna fold clothes for you, because it's the simple things. Love it. Okay, next is Childish Gambino, Awaken My Love. Guys, when I mean I'm still listening to this album on nonstop, that first day, that first week when it dropped, that's all I listened to. It's all I did was replay it. And it's just so many good tracks. I can't even tell you that I have a favorite, because it's truly an album that you just sit there and you listen to all the way through, just all the way through, like from the beginning to the end. You don't even want to skip a song, because it's so funkadelic and it's so retro and it's just so good. I remember I played it for my mom and she was just like, oh, this sounds like something from back in my day. And I was like, girl, don't you know? Riot makes me feel like I need to go rolling down the hills at like Woodstock with flowers in my hair and just giving a bunch of these right here. Next album that I was highly anticipating this year for it to drop was A Tribe Called Quest, We Got It From Here, because everyone who knows me knows that I'm a huge Tribe Called Quest fan. My ringtone is Electric Relaxation. I have all their albums. I just love their everything. And it's so sentimental because of the passing of Phife Dawg and just everything they did. I don't know if you watched their SNL performance, but they ended up having a big backdrop of him, and when it was his rap verses, they would just like rap along, and it was just so feel good. And it's like they came back on the album and didn't change a bit. They had Busta on there, like the good old times, and it's such a Tribe Called Quest album, and I'm so happy that they did it and they didn't switch up for anybody. Next is gonna be Travis Scott, Birds in the Trap Sing Brian McKnight. I love Travis Scott. I don't care what anybody thinks. I think he can do no wrong. He's amazing. Everything he's put out so far, I have it and I can rap every little lyric. I went to go see him in concert. That man can put on a show, and it's so hype, 100% all the way through. Like, you get your money's worth. You're over there like this the entire time. So I love Travis Scott. The album, so good. He had a lot of good features on there too. He had Kid Cudi on there, and he had 3 Stacks on there, and he had Cassie on there, which was really good because I haven't heard her on anything in forever. But the album is another one of those where you can listen to it all the way through. He also had Kendrick Lamar on that album as well. Next is Isiah Rashad's The Sun's Tirade, and this was another one of those albums that I was waiting for. Me and one of my co-workers really love him a lot, so when it finally dropped, we were both like listening to it non-stop. It's so good, and I feel like it was very I don't know, underplayed. Like, I didn't hear a lot of people talk about it. I probably only saw a couple people posted on Instagram. Like, just, I feel like no one really knew about it, but it's a very good album. If you don't know who he is, Isiah Rashad, go look up his music. And The Sun's Tirade, you can listen to it all the way through. It's good. Feel good rap. Feel good rap. Next is Mac Miller, The Divine Feminine. This album is probably my favorite album that he has dropped. It was a good change from him. He's really got jazzy, and he kind of got in this groove pocket in this album, and I was really surprised. I was like, oh, this is a Mac I have not seen. He's over here harmonizing. It's good. I don't know what Ariana Grande is doing to him, but he's learning. But he's always been a good rapper in my opinion, but this album is stand out from all his other ones. And if you listen to it, you'll find out why. Next is, let me try to say this right because I saw it on her Instagram. She said it's pronounced like mayo, except with the N, so Nayo. I don't know if y'all know about her. She is a UK artist, and I found her off of SoundCloud. I think she's a UK artist. Correct me if I'm wrong. I just know she's not from the States. Her album is called For All We Know, and it's just so good. It's so good. It's so good. I can't even describe it. It's very, I don't want to say house, but she does have those kind of beats on the album, and the kind of like electro beats as well and whatnot. But if you like any of that kind of stuff, Nayo, For All We Know, beautiful songs. You will like them. Her voice it's out of this world. It's very, she has a unique voice, and I think that's why I really do like listening to her. Next is Drake's Views. You can't say that you have a top 15 without saying Drake's Views. If you tell me that you don't like Drake's Views, I'm judging you, because everybody at least likes one song off of that album. I don't care what it is. You liked that album. Next album I want to talk about is Anderson.Paak's Malibu album. So good. I was so happy for him to drop this album, and I was so proud to see him. I want to say it was the Soul Train Awards this year. He was on there. He's been everywhere this year, and he deserves it because his voice, his voice, it's just, it's such a sexy, soulful voice, and his music is a reflection of that. It's so good. You can tell that he actually writes his lyrics and actually cares. His songs dedicated to women. I love it because we don't get that a lot. So you have to go listen to him. He's definitely like a good, I guess, neo soul artist that you would want to listen to. I guess you can classify him as that. Either way, the man's soulful. Next, you have 2088, and it was self-titled 2088, the album was. That was Jhene, Aiko, and Big Sean. The two of them together, amazing. The whole entire album, I loved it. And I feel like, sorry, my computer screen went down again, but I feel like a lot of people kind of played this album too. Like, I did not hear a lot of the people I hung out around really listening to it until like I would play it for them, and then they'd kind of be like, yeah, it's cool, but I mean, not a lot of people really listened to it, and I feel like they should have, because them together, meant to be. I'm not even talking about their little relationship that they got going on. They come together as artists, and they're meant to be a group. She does such a good job singing and doing her little, I don't want to say raps, but she'll like get into these little breakdowns where she's just like talking and rhyming, and it goes really well. Of course, Big Sean, when he hits a track, he kills it every single time. I'm such a Big Sean fan and have been. So the two of them together, and that album is good. Also, don't know where they found Casey and JoJo at, but that song, 2 Minute Warning, honey child, my everything. All right, my last and final album that I want to talk about is Rihanna's Anti album. This has to be my #1 album of 2016, solely because I listened to it nonstop, and I mean nonstop. Like for months I was listening to this album, and then me and my best friend went to go see her in concert live. She is everything. The woman is so gorgeous, and when you see her in person, it's even more like, and then she put on a performance. I don't care what anyone says about her singing chops or her dancing. She did a damn good job the whole concert through. She did it. And Auntie's album there's so many hits on it, so many. And I just can't even name them all because I'm sure you listened to the album as well. But Auntie is my #1. I'm still playing work. So, work. And that wraps it up. This is basically what my Music Mondays are gonna be like, except I'm gonna get a little bit better at it every single time. Probably gonna start throwing up pictures of the album right here next time when I edit. I won't, unfortunately, be able to play songs, which I really wish I could, but YouTube will slap me with like copyright mess and then they won't try to pay me. But just know when I'm talking about them that I'm very passionate about them and I want you to listen to them. And once again, if you have anything that you want to share with me, please do, because I'm always wanting to hear new music. I love finding new music. And yeah, so this is gonna be Megan's Music Mondays, and I hope you stay tuned for the next episode. Bye guys.